Hello and welcome to this week's What's Hot. And this week's What's Hot is being recorded a day before the budget, allegedly the leakiest day in the political calendar before the Chancellor of the Exchequer actually gets to speak. Well, the world of business is a bit like that. Last week, I told you that prices at the pump were going to reach record highs to coincide with half term here in England, and that has come to pass. And the world's most valuable car maker we knew was teetering on a $1 trillion valuation. And that also has come to pass. I'm talking about Tesla. Its shares increased after car rental company Hertz said it would buy 100,000 electric vehicles for its fleet. And although Tesla is a car company, it is treated as a tech stock. Well, back to the budget, and what we already know is that workers on the minimum wage are set to get a pay boost, but not until next April, when the rate for those aged over 23 will rise to £9.50 an hour from the current £8.91. Well, Premier in owner Whitbread says that now it is going to pay millions in wage rises ahead of April, plus bonuses to try to combat what it calls persistent staff shortages. It has a material number of vacancies, and higher pay rates will cost Whitbread £12 to £13 million. Now, Whitbread shares over the past 5 years look pretty disappointing. However, if you're a long-term shareholder and bought and held since the late 1990s, you've made over 500% return. So, short-termism, a phrase we should get accustomed to, because the initial joie de vivre that came after lockdown easing in July has been of a pretty short-term nature. We went out and we spent, but we have become less promenade and more thrifty, with retail sales figures from September showing that people spent less in the shops despite those COVID restrictions easing. Us customers are buying less for the home, quite possibly because we bought our sofas last year. We just don't want to browse anymore, but maybe that's because we can't afford to go and promenade because the price of petrol is just too high. So if retail sales are down, what does that mean for inflation? Well, let's go back to those petrol prices at record highs. They're pumping up inflation. So the Bank of England governor is preparing us for higher interest rates. The cost of borrowing currently sits or stands at around 0.1%. And the Times says that it's December when we could see an interest rate rise. Now, that would be great for HSBC, which is one of the world's largest deposit-taking institutions. It stands to benefit from forecasted interest rate rises. The Chief Financial Officer, Ewan Stevenson, said a quarter percentage point or 0.25 percentage point increase in UK rates alone would add $500 million of income per year. Now, the bank is buying back $2 billion of its own shares back. Now, there's the 1 year chart, and there's the 5 year chart. Well, COP26 is coming to town, or at least it's going to the city of Glasgow. Climate change is on the agenda because that's what it's all about. So look for some of the more green related stocks starting to pump out press releases. Pump out, of course, a sewerage pun. And Agronomics, the clean meat company, will also be in the audience, not speaking as far as I know, and who knows which protesters will be gluing themselves to the seat. Well, I think I'll stop when I'm ahead. Enjoy the rest of the half term. If you're in England, I think the half term in Scotland's already come to an end. Take care, stay well, stay safe. See you next week.